The little things they do that show it was never just acting. A full, cinematic, documentary-style breakdown. There are stories that announce themselves loudly, full of dramatic moments, confessions, or declarations. Then there are stories like Freen and Becky's. Stories that never needed grand speeches or bold statements because the truth was always there, woven gently into the tiniest gestures. To the casual observer, it may look like professionalism. To fans who watched closely, who noticed the micro-expressions, the protective instinct, the unplanned glances, it became obvious. This was never just acting. This was connection, real, raw, and quietly powerful. What revealed it wasn't the scenes on screen, but the little things in between. The things they didn't even realize they were showing. The way they always drift toward each other without realizing. In a room full of people, managers, cast, staff, reporters, there's always one gravitational pull. They end up next to each other. Not because they're told to stand there. Not because cameras need it. But because their bodies simply move that way. Slight step to the side. Lean closer. An unconscious shift that places them shoulder to shoulder. You can't choreograph that kind of instinct. It's something deeper, like comfort wrapped in muscle memory. The first look test they always fail. If you want to know who matters most to someone, watch who they look at first when something unexpected happens. A surprising question. Loud noise. Funny comment. A strange moment during events. Every time without fail they look at each other first. Not the interviewer. Not the fans. Not the cameras. Just each other. That instinct says more than any interview ever could. The expressions they can't control when the other one talks. There's a softness that takes over. When Becky speaks, Freen's entire face relaxes. When Freen jokes, Becky's eyes brighten in a way they don't for anyone else. It's like they speak a private emotional language only they understand. You see, admiration in the eyes, pride in the smile, affection hiding behind the playfulness, a warmth in the attention they give each other. These reactions aren't scripted. They aren't part of any promotional guideline. They're reflexes of the heart, the touches that no director asked for. Fans noticed it early on. Some moments go beyond the script. Freen fixing Becky's hair even when staff were right there. Becky adjusting Freen's collar with gentle fingers. Their hands brushing, and neither pulling away. A supportive hand on the back when one seems tired. The way they help each other move through crowds like second nature. These aren't co-star gestures. These are I care about you gestures. The kind that slip out without permission. The protectiveness they don't realize they show. You see it in how Freen subtly positions herself between Becky and pushy crowds. How Becky immediately notices when Freen looks overwhelmed. The way they guide each other with a hand on the waist or back. The constant scanning to make sure the other is comfortable. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's quiet, instinctive, and consistent. That kind of protectiveness doesn't come from acting classes. Comes from emotion. How they listen to each other. Really listen. Most people listen to respond. But Freen and Becky listen to understand. Watch their interviews. They maintain eye contact. They wait for each other to finish speaking. They echo each other's thoughts. They support, reinforce, and encourage. There's a gentleness in their conversations. A respect that runs deep. A patience that only forms when you truly value someone. Listening is an act of love, and they excel in it. The private language no one taught them. Every duo develops an energy, but Freen and Becky develop something more subtle. A communication made of glances, small smiles, raised eyebrows, and tiny shifts in body language. A whole conversation happens in seconds. A look that says, "Are you okay?" A smile that says, "I'm right here." A glance that says, "That was funny, right?" Or a small nod that says, "Let's go together." This language didn't come from scripts. It came from knowing each other intimately. The comfort that comes from being truly seen. They don't sit stiffly around each other. They don't hesitate before speaking. They don't act cautious or guarded. Instead, they lean in. They tease. They share jokes mid-event. They laugh freely. They show vulnerability. Comfort like this is rare. You only get it when someone feels like a safe space. And for them, that someone is each other. The way their energy changes when they're apart versus together. Fans noticed long ago. Their presence shifts depending on whether the other is nearby. Part. Professional. Composed. Focused. Together. Brighter. A more playful. A more alive. Softer. It's like they unlock each other's real personality. That kind of transformation doesn't happen with just a colleague. How they always choose each other, even when they don't have to. Given a choice of who to sit next to, who to pair with, who to walk with, who to answer questions with, who to spend downtime with, they choose each other. Even off-duty, behind the scenes, during breaks, they gravitate back to the same orbit. And that choice, made quietly repeatedly, is the biggest sign of all. The quiet moments fans caught between takes. Some of the most telling moments came when they thought no one was watching. The way Freen looked at Becky while she fixed her mic. Becky offering Freen her jacket without hesitation. The soft conversations they held between scenes. The small smiles when the camera cut. The way they stayed close even when they didn't need to rehearse together. These moments weren't for the public. They were just real. And sometimes reality is louder than the scenes. Their bond grew peacefully, naturally, authentically. There was no rush, no forced chemistry, no pressure to act close. It happened like this. Scene partners, teammates, friends, confidants. Two people who genuinely light up around each other. Step by step, gesture by gesture, moment by moment. That slow build is what makes it special. It wasn't manufactured, it formed on its own. The truth in the quietest details. Ultimately, it wasn't the dramatic moments that convinced fans. It was the little things. The way their bodies relax around one another. The softness in the eyes. The instinctive protection. The shared laughter. The comfort of silence. The trust that doesn't need proof. The affection that slips through even when they try to hide it. Acting ends when the camera turns off. But their connection keeps going. And that is why fans believe in them so deeply. Because the truth was never in the scripts. It was in the small, beautiful, unguarded moments that revealed everything.